Hello and welcome, or welcome back. I'm the Tilted Crown Gourmet. Tonight we're going to be making cream of mushroom soup. I've actually added a few truffles as well, but you don't need to make that addition. However, let's get some prep done and let's get cooking. Because once you make this, you'll never do that canned stuff again.
Let's start this recipe with our onion. Slice it in half and small to medium dice it. You don't have to be too particular here as we're going to puree the soup later. Take your onions along with your butter to your stove, which I have my Dutch oven over low to medium heat. Add in the butter and the onions. Now mix everything together to get everything cooking. This is going to take approximately 35 to 45 minutes, but stir it every 5 minutes. Don't rush this step. This is how you start to create a lot of the flavors. I have this large bowl of fresh mushrooms. I'm going to be using chestnut, portobello, baby bellas, as well as crimini mushrooms. I've also snuck in a little truffle. However, use whatever mushrooms that you want to use. For example, you can just see what's on sale and use those. Wet a paper towel and simply give them a little rub on the outside to get rid of any dirt or unwanted particles and debris. Now to slice, what I like to do is to slice the end off, roll it over, and then slice down. The first slice is so that it doesn't rock back and forth. So give it a little slice, roll it back over, slice down. With the chestnut mushrooms, I just mound them up and give them a rough chop. The stems are very tender, so no need to remove them. For portobello mushrooms, remove the stem, then take a spoon and remove the gills. The gills tend to be a little bitter and will alter the flavor of your soup. Once I have the gills removed, what I like to do is to slice them into thirds, then turn them to the side and slice again. Don't be too concerned again as to the size because we're going to be pureeing them. At this point, add them to your large bowl of your other mushrooms, leaving about a cup to the side to use for garnish later. Dice your garlic, or feel free to run it through a garlic press. Give your onions a stir, and you can see that they're nice and brown and tender and sweet. I love caramelized onions. Take your garlic and toss it into the pot and give it a stir over that same low to medium heat, and you're going to be cooking these for about 30 to 60 seconds. Now we need some more fat, so add some olive oil. Because mushrooms soak up so much, you're going to need a little bit more fat. Add the mushrooms and increase the heat to medium-high. Don't worry, the mushrooms are going to protect those beautiful caramelized onions from burning. We're trying to get a little saute on the mushrooms just to further enhance the flavor. After about 15 minutes or so, they will be completely cooked down. Once they have cooked down, deglaze with some white wine. I prefer Pinot Grigio, but use what you like. Cook it down for about 5 minutes or so, or until the mushrooms have absorbed most of the wine. This is absolutely perfect, but we still need to make our roux to thicken things up. So we're going to add in our flour and give everything a stir until everything is completely combined. It's going to be very thick, but this is great. Next, I'm going to add in my chicken stock. Granted, it's not completely thawed, but it will work out just fine nevertheless. Yes, you can use water or vegetable stock. The chicken and vegetable stock, however, will provide more flavor for your soup. Now increase your heat from medium-high to high as you want to activate the roux. You can see how much thicker it is now. This is perfect. Now with our hand blender, or if you only have a standard blender, make sure you remove that center cap to allow steam to escape. We want to make sure that we get our soup nice and smooth. This looks fantastic.
If you get to this point and your soup isn't thick, you know, it does happen sometimes, and that's okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get half a cup of cornstarch and mix it with a third cup of water, making sure that you mix it extremely well. You're going to bring your soup up to a boil and whisk that into your soup. The boiling activates the cornstarch, and afterwards, you're going to be just fine.
To finish the soup, add in your heavy whipping cream and give it a nice stir. The cream adds additional fat. Season well with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. Add in fresh parsley and thyme. In a saute pan over high heat, add some olive oil. And remember those mushrooms that we had set aside? Well, guess what? Now they're center stage. Add them to the pan and give them a quick 4 to 5 minute saute, making sure that you season with salt and freshly ground black pepper. I also add more parsley and thyme. To plate, place your soup into your deep bowls. Top with your sauteed mushrooms, and last but not least, add more parsley and thyme. This soup is amazing and it's really versatile. And as I said in the intro, once you've had this, you'll never use the canned stuff again. I'm the Tilted Crown Gourmet. If you have suggestions as to new dishes, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell as I release new content every Friday. Bon appetit.